Good afternoon, my Looney Tunes fans. It's been a while since I did any type of Looney Tunes type movie review, and as you saw from the title and thumbnail, I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on a movie that I finally managed to get a DVD copy of called "The Day the Earth Blew Up," a Looney Tunes movie. Okay, first of all, what a name for a movie, and try saying that 5 times fast. And second of all, this is a Porky Pig, Daffy Duck spin-off type movie. Third, since I know that all of you are like huge die-hard Looney Tunes fans, you might have already seen this movie before. Whether you saw it in theaters like 2 years ago. Yes, that's how old this movie is. Or so dozens of people on YouTube like 3C Films, Saberspark, Black No Comedy, Dave Lee Down Under, and so many more talk about this movie. Which I will leave links to their reviews of this movie in the description down below. But just in case you want to know what this is about, here is what we know about the movie. A new buddy comedy starring Porky Pig and Daffy Duck. This richly crafted, hand-drawn 2D animated adventure marks the first fully animated feature-length film in Looney Tunes history, told on a scope and scale that's truly out of this world. So basically, in a nutshell, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and a new friend Petunia Pig, voiced by the fantastic Candy Milo, accidentally discovered a terrifying intergalactic secret. This terrifying alien has created a special type of gun to turn everyone in the world into mindless zombies in order for him to blow up the world. Hence the name, The Day the Earth Blew Up. So that's basically the plot of this movie in a nutshell. Make that loony nutshell. And since this is the very first time I got a chance to watch this movie on DVD as a birthday present, which I already made a video about it yesterday, man, I can honestly see how hilarious this movie is. It has an interesting science fiction plot with a beginning, middle, and end. It does have some fantastic 2D animation. Even though Space Jam 2 New Legacy technically uses some 2D animation throughout at least 50% of the time, which came out 3 years earlier. And it is pretty cool to see both Porky Pig and Daffy Duck, along with their new friend Petunia Pig, get a chance to star in their own spin-off movie. And I know some of you gotta tell me in the comments below that this is it sort of uses the same animation style for the HBO Max's Looney Tunes cartoon series. And I guess I can sort of see the similar animation style. And funny enough, I remember when Black No Comedy talked about this movie like a while back. I think he did say it was sort of supposed to be like an HBO Max movie rather than have it be like a theatrical movie. Well, to be fair, most of you guys probably would have been able to see this movie anyway, whether it was on HBO Max, in theaters, or both. Kind of similar to how Space Jam 2 New Legacy was shown on HBO Max and in theaters 5 years earlier. But I guess having it be shown in theaters is okay. And yes, I know I never got a chance to see it in theaters in my hometown since movie theater tickets probably seem expensive. But aside from that, after what I can understand I can understand why everyone seems to really like this movie. And it's kind of funny seeing Porky and Daffy and Petunia go up against race of alien mind-controlled zombies. And it's funny that the way they have them be mind controlled is by having them chew up this strange gum that has a certain flavor surprise to it that alters their mind. And it was basically this guy's idea. And yes, I know that other people might have brought this up, but at first I thought we all thought that he was gonna destroy the world. I mean, why do you think the title was called The Day the Earth Blew Up? But I'm guessing there was a little misunderstanding. Because it turns out the alien had this idea to have everyone in the world create a humongous bubblegum bubble in order to save the planet from getting destroyed by a meteorite. And yeah, I will admit, that does seem to be a bit of a weird twist in this movie. And by the way, spoiler alerts. But you know what? I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it. Because throughout most of the movie, he really seems like the type of character you would be terrified about. This alien makes Marvin the Martian look like a high school bully. Oh, and can you imagine if Marvin the Martian showed up in this movie at some point? I mean, yeah, I know there was no plans for Marvin the Martian. To show up in The Day the Earth Blew Up. But just imagine if he did have appeared in this movie at some point. Not like he was part of the alien commander's assistant and had his own evil plan. Like if the meteorite was like Marvin the Martian's plan to destroy the Earth. I'm just saying that probably would have been a cool twist. Another thing I like about this movie is some of the jokes in this movie. They actually did get a little laugh out of me. Like we see this montage of Porky and Daffy going to different jobs to earn enough money to fix up the hole in their roof, which they somehow which they somehow didn't notice. And yet they somehow keep screwing up job after job after job. And they even did like a little bit of a classic Looney Tunes opening and have it be like a Looney Tunes short. I gotta admit, the montage sequence did get a little bit of a chuckle out of me. Seeing Porky and Daffy going to different jobs while Porky was handling Daffy's wacky shenanigans. I mean, to be fair, Daffy has been the looniest type in the Looney Tunes franchise when you think about it. I'm just saying. I also like how it's also cool that both Porky and Daffy got jobs at a bubblegum factory. And we even hear the classic Powerhouse music, like da 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 boom ba da ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Hey, okay, I better stop. I better stop humming that tune because I honestly don't want this video to get a copyright strike. I mean, okay, technically I didn't actually play the actual music. I was just humming along to it. But still, I gotta be careful not to make sure. I don't want this video to get a copyright strike. I also like the introduction of Petunia Pig. She's sort of like a food taster scientist. Trying to create the perfect bubblegum flavor, which seems to be her thing in this movie. And yes, she does serve a purpose in this movie by helping Daffy and Porky take down this wild, mind-controlled alien invasion. And I'm surprised that we never got a chance to see Petunia Pig and a lot of other Looney Tunes related projects. Feels like Warner Brothers hasn't been using her that much. You know, just imagine if Petunia Pig had a play what was in Space Jam 2 New Legacy. She could have taken over. She could have replaced Penelope Pussycat. Just saying. And yeah, I am fully aware that Porky Pig started to have a big crush on Petunia Pig. I mean, honestly, I don't blame him. I honestly don't blame Porky Pig for having a huge crush on Petunia Pig. And who can blame her? Yeah, I'm sure some of you guys have like cartoon crushes of your own. As long as it's not weird. It is quite cool seeing Petunia Pig hang out with Daffy and Porky throughout this entire movie, as well as sorry about that, as well as seeing her be like a badass and taking down all these mind-controlled guns. And you know, I gotta admit, it has been a while since we've seen a 2D animated feature film being shown on the big screen. And like I said a few minutes ago, Space Jam 2 New Legacy technically used some 2D animation in this movie, and some CGI animation, so technically this movie sort of was like 50% 2D animated, if that makes sense. I also like how during the after credits, Porky does his traditional that's all folks, and Daffy said, "Wait, that can't be all. We gotta keep this thing open for a sequel." Okay, that was actually a bit of a nice little that was a nice little fourth wall break. And you know, I probably wouldn't even be surprised if a sequel to this movie is in the works. I mean, yeah, I know that some of you got to point this out in the comments below, that they only did that as a joke. But I can almost imagine if a sequel to The Day the Earth Blew Up did happen. I'm guessing it would have been called The Day the Earth Blew Up Once Again. And they probably would have had Marvin the Martian play the villain in the movie. And you know, it is cool seeing one of the Looney Tunes get their own spin-off movies. I mean, we know that Sylvester and Tweety had a spin-off TV show called, well, the Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, as well as 2 spin-off movies, Tweety's High-Flying Adventure, which I previously covered on the channel, and King Tweety, which I need to see at some point. The Tasmanian Devil had his own spin-off movie called, I think it was called Taz, as well as his own spin-off show back in the 90s called Tasmania. And it's also ironic that Daffy Duck's alter ego, Doug Dodges, had his own spin-off show on Cartoon Network, which I fully remembered. So anyways, the Day the Earth Blew Up is still a hilarious Looney Tunes animated movie, and I highly recommend you guys checking this out if you haven't. And even though I have nothing against Space Jam, Looney Tunes Back in Action, and Space Jam 2 New Legacy being enjoyable movies, I think this movie actually came close to be a fantastic movie. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm just saying that it's a great movie for all Looney Tunes fans alike. And I guess that means there's now 4 different theatrical Looney Tunes movies in a row. Pretty wild, huh? So I'm gonna give The Day the Earth Blew Up 5 flying saucers out of 5. Since that's how great this movie is. And thank you guys so much for checking out this review of the Day the Earth Blew Up. And I'm glad I got this as a birthday present. And I'll leave a link to my video on all my birthday gifts I got in the description down below for you guys to check out. So thank you guys so much for watching. And that's all, folks.